For any other group of 16-year-olds, the last day of school might have been a joyous occasion. But these are Jimmy Mizen's friends, and celebrating is the last thing on their minds. The BFG, big friendly giant as they called him, had been partying with most of them on Friday night. It was the last time they ever saw him. By Saturday lunchtime, he was dead, and they miss him.
For everyone that doesn't know him, you'll never ever be able to replace him. He's an amazing person, and he's just got the biggest, friendliest heart.
Outside his family, no one misses Jimmy Mizen more than his best friends, Dom Comack and Sean Gibbs. The three of them were due to go to California together this summer on holiday. The trip is still on, but it won't be the same.
He was kind to anyone. He talked. Everyone walked down the street here, getting off the train in the morning, and people would go, "You're right, Jimmy. What's happening, mate? You're right." And everyone knew him. Everyone, just people that walked past him. So I think that's what everyone loved about him. The fact that he was just such a lovely, lovely person.
The last thing we did together, we went to a party on Friday night.
Yeah,
and I was coming down the stairs, and he said, "Baked potato, Sean. I'll talk to you in the morning." That's the last time I ever saw him. So.
What does baked potato Sean mean?
Later.
It was as the fun-loving life and soul of the party that most remember Jimmy Mizen, the good boy who grew up but never grew old. But for his mother, there is deep regret that it was not her who cradled her dying son, but Jimmy's brother Tommy, who was clearly distressed as he revisited the place where he tried to save his brother's life.
I suppose I'd like to have had him in my arms, but I'm comforted by the fact he was in my son's arms. My son wouldn't let me go near him. He just said, "Mum, he's okay, just wait." Of course I'd like to have been there with him, and he's my baby and I want to hold him. But his brother loves him as much as I do. I'll tell you one story about him. We've got a Wii in our garage and the boys all played it, but they play at night, so whoever lost had to make the cups of tea. Every night Jimmy went and made the cups of tea. But that was Jimmy, they'd just tell him to, "Tea, Jimmy." It's just lovely, he's just lovely, he was kind. Do you know, in the 16 years and one day I've had him, I've never once told him off. Not once.
Pauline Donohue's florist shop is just a few yards from where Jimmy was killed. She saw much of what happened, and it's shaken her.
When I went home, I've got a 16-year-old boy who leaves school tomorrow, and I just wanted my kids with me, so I made sure there's both things, because it's just too dangerous out there for kids nowadays. It really is.
Police forensics teams have continued their work at the bakery where Jimmy died. Jimmy Mizen's family are back at home now, having been to see his body. They're already making plans for his funeral next week, but they're adamant it won't be a dark, solemn affair. It'll be vibrant, a celebration of 16 years of what his brother told me was a top-quality bloke. It's what Jimmy would have wanted. And at the school he left, a small shrine to a much-loved pupil who seems to have touched the hearts of all he met. David Bowden, Sky News in South London.